How would you like to improve your user acceptance testing? Um, how would you like to know? How do you know when your story has been met in your Agile project? Um, Hi, my name is Tim McDermott, and I'm a senior software development project manager in the beautiful city of Tampa Bay, Florida. And there's some beautiful locations. Right now, I'm in a location called Sunken Gardens, which is about over a century old and has some really tall trees and birds, and as you can see, they have flamingos even behind me. Now, so user acceptance testing is very important. It's how do you know when your story is complete? You have to define conditions that it has to be met, that have to be met before it can then be checked off as being complete. Um, so those are called the acceptance tests. You and the users have to define those. They go along with the story. They define what is required of the developers. What do they have to do to meet the requirements of the story? And so they're a list of criteria, and they're usually listed with the conditions. Pre-existing conditions have to be in place first, and then when those conditions are in place, the user takes a particular action, and then what's the expected result of that action. That's how you define a user acceptance test, and these are used by the users to test whether the software is working and meeting the requirements that need to be met. That's a user acceptance test. Notice it's different from a usability test. It's different from the testing, the unit testing that the developers do. It's different from stress testing, performance testing. It's not part of that. It's part of the requirements. When you come up with these user acceptance tests, you attach them to the story. They become part of the story, and once they are all complete and passed, then that story is marked complete. So these user acceptance test scripts need to be written and in place before development is even done, because it's used by the developers to figure out what needs to be done. So do it first. It's part of the definition of ready for the story. And there should be written by the customers as much as possible. Use the customers to create the stories, and they should be written from the customer's perspective. Exactly. The customer will probably be one of the ones using them when they do their user acceptance test. That's what their purpose is, and so test cases are mainly recorded. They add clarification to the story. They help to clarify what the story is about. They're usually, if you're doing note cards, you have your story on one side, have your user acceptance test on the other side. They get attached to the story to further define the story. And they're used in the user acceptance testing phase, but also after you move to production. You have to validate what's in production to make sure it still works. Just because something works in a test environment doesn't mean it's going to work in a production environment. So after you go live, you validate what's in production using these user acceptance tests. Okay, I hope you found that of value. As for me, this is such a beautiful, beautiful place. If you're ever in Tampa, go down to St. Petersburg and go to the Sunken Gardens shop. If you like this video, click on like or share it, or add comments down below. Thank you.